Okay, I want to do a couple review problems in this video before I get into the main assignment. Got two packets here. You've already placed 175 pieces on a puzzle. Each minute you place 10 more pieces. Write an equation, slope-intercept form to model the number of pieces placed. Use the equation to find how many pieces have been placed after 50 minutes. Okay, so I'm solving for the number of pieces, and the two units I have are pieces and minutes. Okay, so minutes is X because that's your time. Pieces is Y, so it'd be pieces per minute. And the pieces per minute rate's 10, so 10 times X. Since we've called X minutes, 10 times per minute. Okay, then I go make a table. X, Y. Pieces is Y. Minutes is X. So since I have this rate, I can go 0 to 1 to 2. Okay, so at the beginning you had 175 pieces, then you can add 10 every minute. So that's going to be 185, and then plus another 10 is 195. And then my job here is to find out how 50 minutes, so put 50 in the minutes column, and we got to find how many pieces go with that. Okay, so equals Y. So the Y started at 175, and then the slope is 10. Okay, so my equation is 175 plus 10 dot X equals Y. Okay, now 50 is X, so X equals 50. So we'll just take out X, put 50. We have 175 plus 10 times 50. Okay, the variable that's still in the equation is Y, but Y is by itself, so I just drop it down, and then I just figure out what the other side is, okay? 10 times 50 is going to be 500, and then 175 plus 500 is 675. Okay, so we have 675 pieces after 50 minutes. Okay, now go over another one that we did last week. I'm downloading an extremely long video to, it should say uploading, whatever, doesn't matter. I'm uploading an extremely long video to a computer. After 4 minutes of uploading time, there are 501 megabytes left to download. After 15 minutes of uploading time, we have 468 megabytes left to download. How many minutes will it take for the entire video to upload to the computer? So that means when are there 0 megabytes remaining to be downloaded? Okay, so we have megabytes. Just put MB, and minutes. So minutes is X, megabytes is Y. So per megabytes per minute. Okay, we don't have the megabytes per minute, so I'm going to put question mark for now. And then I'm going to make a table. And then MB is Y, and then minutes is X. So we can't go 0, 1 to 2. We're just going to go 0 and then do the block off. Then I'm going to put in the rest of information. 4 minutes and 501 are in the same sentence. Okay. And then in another sentence we have 15 minutes and 468. Okay, and then 0 megabytes is what I want to find, so question mark. Now I can see the megabytes going down, so this would not be a 0, this would be a B, it would start somewhere. So, well, I need to go find my megabytes per minute rate, okay, because I have to get to the B if I'm going to find my answer here. So, Y minus Y, X minus X, because this is like the slope. Okay, so XY, XY. Let's start with our larger X, 15. Okay, X is on bottom, it'd be 15 minus 4. 15 minus 4. And then 468 minus 501. Okay, so this minus this, you can go plus negative if you want. It's going to be negative 33, and then 15 minus 4 is 11. So that's negative 3 Just divide on a story problem. So negative 3 dot x. Okay, that's the slope. Now I create my line. Now if I look at my y column, there's a b to start with. After the b, you're adding negative 3 every time there's a minute, but we're trying to find the b. So the b would be found using y equals m dot x plus b. Okay, so the m is negative 3. Okay, m is negative 3. As far as x and y, we just go look at our table. We can have 4 for x or 15. I'll pick 4. And then 501 would have to be the y then. Okay, so 501 is y, and then take your negative 3 times 4. Drop your plus, put your b. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. Add 12 to both sides. And 513 equals b. Okay. Put that here and on your table. Now that's not the answer to the problem. You don't have your answer till you found that. Okay. But now you have your equation. You have 513 plus negative 3 times x equals y. Okay, y equals 0. Now y, would you go, 0 goes in for y. So we have 513 plus negative 3 times x equals 0. And I've still got x, so I kind of look where the x is. Now, the x, we've got some operations we have to get rid of now. So we have a plus and a times, so I circle the times. And I minus 513. 0 minus 513 is negative 513, and then negative 3 times x. So I divide by negative 3, and x equals 171. So 171 minutes to upload the entire video. Okay, now this is really easy. For each table, describe the type of correlation. There ain't much describing to it. It's either positive or negative. Now, all you look at, this is the independent unit here, average price, okay? That's going to go up. Now, look at the numbers sold. What's happening, going up or down? It's going down, so that's a negative correlation. Okay, movie tickets sold in the U.S. by the year. So here's the years. That's not where you look. Now, generally speaking, now you see up, up, and then down a little bit. But for the most part, just glance through that table. Looks like it's generally positive. Okay, we're going up, so positive. Okay, and the last example, latitude, okay, right there. The bigger the latitude, the further away you get from the equator if you learn social studies. And then the temperature, I mean, generally speaking, it's going down, so that would be negative. Okay, pause the video and bang out the 3 problems on this. This should be pretty easy, okay. Okay, now I want to review what we did on Tuesday for those in class. Graph the 2 equations on the same plane. So here they are. I just make a table and write each equation on each side. Y equals negative 3x plus 6. Y equals negative 3x minus 1. So y and x are both here. The y is by itself, so you have your m and b right away. So it'd be slope, y-int. So the slope would be negative 3 over 1, and then plus 6 would be the y-intercept. So on the y-axis, positive is this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then from there I go forward 1, down 3. Okay, take your straight edge and graph that. Okay, Okay, and then the other one, y equals negative 3x minus 1 mb. So slope y int. So negative 3 over 1. Then minus 1's a y-intercept. So go down 1. And from there you go down 3, forward 1. Okay, are these lines ever going to cross? I mean, I'm going to get the line down, then we'll look at it. Those never cross, they run together. That's called parallel. P-A-R-A-L-L-E-L. Why did they end up parallel? Well, look at the slopes, okay? And the slopes, the m's, are equal, okay? That always happens when you graph two equations with the same slope, they end up being equal. Now I'll look at another one. Do the same thing. So y equals negative 1/2 x plus 6, and y equals 2x minus 1. So mb, slope, y int. So the slope would be negative 1/2, and then plus 6 would be the y-intercept. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then from that point we go down 1, forward 2. Okay, y, and then you got m and b. So slope is 2 over 1, of course, and the y-intercept is minus 1. So I go down to negative 1, and then I go up 2, forward 1. Now the lines are not going to be parallel here. Instead they do something else. I'm not a good line drawer, but yeah, anyway. Actually, I didn't do too bad there. This is a 90-degree angle, okay? It's known as perpendicular. P-E-R-P-E-N-D-I-C-U-L-A-R. Perpendicular. Now it is perpendicular because compare the slopes. Compare them. They are flipped. And the signs are opposite, okay? So that's a negative, that's a positive. Flipped and opposite. Now, in today's assignment, you're going to be writing equations for parallel lines and perpendicular lines. Okay, parallel, the slopes are the same. Perpendicular, slope has to be a fraction. You flip it and change the sign to opposite. Okay, write an equation in slope-intercept form that is parallel. When you see the word parallel, here's what you're going to circle it, and you're going to put same m. Okay, that's going to help us. Has to have the same m as this does, y equals 3x plus 2 through 2, 3. So you set up y equals blank x plus blank. That's our equation, okay? You got to find m and b. M's the slope, b's the y-int. Now, parallel, on this equation here, make a wall on the y side, make sure the y is by itself, it is, and mark your m and b. Now you want to cross out the b, you have no use for that, you're not going to use that number at all. Well, this m has to be the same as this m, so if that m is 3, then my m has to be 3. And then b, I just use the same y equals m times x plus b equation. Solving for b, so m is 3, 3 is x, 3 is y, and then 2 is x. So you got 3, b plus, and then 3 times 2 is 6. So you minus 6, 3 minus 6 is negative 3, okay? There you go. This equation and this equation would be parallel. And also this equation, if you put 2 in for x, 3 times 2 is 6, but 6 plus negative 3 is 3, okay? Okay, another parallel. That means same m as this, okay? Same m. So y equals space x plus space mb. Okay, so m is the slope, b is the y-end. Okay, now what's the m in this equation? Well, if y is by itself, we know what the m is, okay? This is the b, but we need to find another b. That we don't care that it's 6. We don't even use that. So same m here, then they'll be parallel. The m's have to match. Same m. Same means matching. b, y equals m times x plus b. So m is negative 3 over 2. And then the y and the x come from this. So 3 and times 6. Okay, this is negative 9. Then I add a 9 to both sides. 3 plus 9 is 12. 12 equals b. Okay, well I know these are parallel because I have the same m. Now I'm going to take negative 3abc2 times, and we're going to have negative 6 go in for x. So negative 6, and then I'm going to add 12. And this better be no, I had this wrong. Okay, that 6 is negative. Okay, I screwed it up. Sorry about that. So that would make a positive 9, so you would minus 9. Sorry about that. And that would be negative 6. Okay, I screwed up. Sorry, I forgot to make that. I put 6 instead of negative 6. Now this will be better. Negative 3abc2 times negative 6 plus negative 6. There you go. Okay, 3. Okay, perpendicular to y. Now it's perpendicular. So the m's are not the same. You want to put m flipped, comma, opposite. Okay, opposite. So they're not the same m. They're flipped and they're opposite. So y equals space x plus space. Sorry, I should probably read the problem. Perpendicular to y equals 1/2 x minus 1 through negative 2, 3. Okay, so I got to find my m and my b. So what do I have to do with m? You have to flip it, make it opposite. So what is the m in that equation? Well, it's 1/2. The b's minus 1, but I don't care. My b is going to be different than minus 1. So we flip m. So it's 2 over 1, and you have to make it opposite. So if this is positive, this needs to be negative. Okay, now if you have a 1 on the bottom, you can get rid of it and just use negative 2. And then y equals m times x plus b. So the m is negative 2, 3 is y, and then negative 2 is x from there. Okay. Okay, negative 2 times negative 2 is 4, minus your 4. 3 minus 4 is negative 1. Negative 1 equals b. Okay. And this whole equation is the answer. Okay, perpendicular, not the same m. M is flipped and made opposite. Opposite by positive, negative. So y equals space x plus space m. B. Okay, m, well, y is by itself, so the m would be 5. The b we don't care about. Now to flip it, you would need to first make it a fraction by putting a 1 over it, and then you would flip it to 1/5. Okay, now this was positive, so we have to make ours the opposite, which is negative, so negative 1/5. Okay, b, y equals m dot x plus b. M, negative 1/5. Okay, y is 6, and then negative 5 goes in for x. B plus, negative 1/5 times negative 5 is 1, then you minus 1, and 5 equals b. Boom. Okay, I'll do 4 more. Okay, perpendicular, again, perpendicular, so I go y equals first thing I do when I write perpendicular is flip, the M is flipped and made opposite. Just put M flipped opposite, just like I did before. Okay, space X plus space MB. Okay, so what's the M they give me in the equation? Well, -3. I don't care about the 7. So to flip it, it needs to first have a 1 under it, and then I flip it to 1/3. Now, that's negative, so mine's positive. That's the opposite part. So 1/3 is your M. Y equals M times X plus B. So M is 1/3. Y would be 5, and then 3 goes in for X. 1/3 times 3 is 1. Okay, so you minus 1, and 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 equals B. Okay, another perpendicular. So M flipped and made opposite. I know that before I even read the rest of the problem. Okay, so MB, you don't care about the B. 8, you need to make 8 a fraction, so you'd flip it to 1 over 8. And it goes from positive to negative, -1/8. Because if they're perpendicular, the slope, the M on one of them is positive, the other's negative. So B, Y equals M times X plus B. Okay, so the M is -1/8, and then X and Y comes from here, so you get 10 times 4. Okay, -1/8 times 4 is 1/2. Then you add a half. When you add a fraction to a whole number, it's just the whole number with the fraction behind it. 10.5. Okay, that's perpendicular. Okay, now we're back to parallel. Parallel, the M's are the same M. Okay, so Y equals space X plus space MB. Okay, so MB, remember we're not flipping the M, we use the same M because we're back to parallel, so it's 5. Y equals M times X plus B. 5 is the M. Okay. Then -2 replaces the Y and 2 replaces the X. So that's 10 minus 10 minus 10, that's -11. And that's your answer. Y equals 5X plus -11. This and this parallel. Okay, back to parallel. Parallel means they're the same M. Remember, perpendiculars flip M opposite. Parallel is same M. Y equals 9X. Okay. MB. Okay, the Y is by itself. You got M. Now B is 0, but we don't even care about that. So I'm just going to put, I need 9. Then Y equals M times X plus B. So M is 9. Okay, -5 is your Y, and then times 0. Okay, 9 times 0 is 0. When you get 0, you don't write it B plus. When you get 0, I wouldn't write it down. I'd have my answer for B. Okay, I mean 0 is 0, so -5.